So I'm going to ask a few questions now. I think probably one of the most interesting for me is, you talked about there's no silver bullet, and I think there's like people-based marketing. I think implicitly has a very high promise there that we can recognize people wherever they be across channels. Where do you see the actual reality compared to that promise at the moment, and where do you see the gaps and the areas of opportunity?
I think the reality is there. I think there are certainly enough options across channels to deliver on that people-based marketing promise. So the sense that we can target or message pretty much a known individual anonymously, it does exist. What doesn't exist is the ability to do that consistently yet across all channels. And our contention has been the notion that we should create some sort of, if you like, common marketing currency that should sit across all channels. That really only works if you can then link it to the individual across all channels. So that's our desire, to get to that position for our clients, for brands, and indeed publishers as well, by the way, so they can monetize inventory more effectively. So that's the challenge and the opportunity, and that's the direction to travel. It'll get more complicated for sure by virtue of the fact that in reality there will be more channels, there will be more data coming into the ecosystem, but it is doable. It works. We see 75% reduction in CPA, so we know that works. But we want to roll it out across more channels and to make it genuinely consistent in all places.
Okay. And I guess there's not one challenge in this particular topic area, but also sort of data quality, data completeness is another challenge. Where do you see the kind of biggest issues there in terms of are there particular data sources, particular channels that are the most problematic?
Do you want to go first on that one? Oh.
Sure. I think that one of the things, we're in a room full of people who, geek out about data. They always want to dig into it and figure out the problem. There are a lot of industry groups that are trying to work on, how we label data, how we can leave data audits and trails so we can see the source and how things were compiled. Right now, it's very much black box, right? Again, we talked about when you're transacting in a people-based space today, you're getting an ID. But you're not really aware of all of the various processes and the record linkages that processes that occurred, oftentimes many times in sequence, to get you to that single ID. So you have to trust that that's an actual, a process with high fidelity. People in this room probably want to dig into that, and they want to see, exactly where this data came from. That's going to be very difficult to do, to maintain,
Okay.
I think if I just add to that, it's okay that there are gaps. We've seen enough publicity over the last 2 weeks, and I guess beyond that. We don't necessarily want to fill all the gaps. We just want to be able to do the right thing by the consumer from a privacy and a compliance perspective, but also solve problems for brands and advertisers. So gaps are not necessarily a bad thing.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
Cheers. Thank you very much.